Welcome back. Well, a Sessions Court in Kolkata has held main accused Sanjay Roy as guilty in the Arjikar rape murder case. The sentencing hearing will take place on Monday. At the hearing, accused Roy claimed his innocence and stated that he was not involved in this incident. The court held Roy guilty of rape and murder of the trainee doctor. The court relied on forensic reports which pointed to the involvement of Roy in the incident, placing his DNA at the scene and on the person of the deceased doctor. Sessions Judge Anirban Das stated that the maximum possible sentence for Roy would be the death penalty, while the minimum possible sentence would be life imprisonment. The case first began with the investigation of Kolkata police. After several escalating protests, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee gave Kolkata police a 7-day deadline, after which the case was to be transferred to the CBI. The case was later handed over to the CBI by the Kolkata High Court. And the CBI, during the entire phase of the investigation, filed one charge sheet in which it identified Sanjay Roy as the sole prime accused in the rape and murder case. Well, we're going to talk about this with our guests. Joining us on the show is Asha Devi, Nirbhaya's mother. Brinda Adige, activist, is also with us on the program. Sophia Khan, leader of the TMC in West Bengal, joins us on the show as well. Advocate Ashwani Dubey, advocate on record, Supreme Court, also joins us on the program. Dr. Avra Sen, spokesperson for the BJP in West Bengal, also joining us on the program. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. This is indeed an important day. It's a day, in fact, which a lot of people were waiting for. Of course, let us not forget the victim's family was eager to find out what exactly would be the fate of Sanjay Roy, and he has been found guilty. Asha Devi is with us on the broadcast. Asha जी, हमसे बातचीत करने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
हेलो
आशा जी, अगर आप मेरी आवाज़ सुन पा रही हैं?
जी हाँ, सुन पा रहे.
आशा जी, हमसे बातचीत करने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आज एक बड़ा फैसला सुनाया गया है आरजीकर अस्पताल के बलात्कार और मर्डर के मामले में. आपकी क्या प्रतिक्रिया है इस वर्डिक्ट के बाद?
क्या वर्डिक्ट आई है? हेलो
जी, देखिए, क्वांटम मैडम अभी मंडे को पता लगेगा, पर संजय रॉय जो प्राइम अक्यूज थे उनको दोषी पाया गया है.
जी, तो अभी तो वर्डिक्ट आए तब तो पता चले कि उनको क्या सजा मिल रही है. जिस तरह से उनकी साथ क्राइम हुआ है, तो उस हिसाब से तो जो भी मुजरिम है, एक तो वैसे ही इस केस में बहुत लोग फॉल्स निकल गए, कोई पकड़ा नहीं गया या कौन है किसी का पता नहीं चला. तो कम से कम जो आदमी है, तो जब तक उसको सजा सुनाई नहीं जाएगी तो कैसे बता सकते हैं कि क्या मिलना चाहिए, क्या होना चाहिए. अव्वल तो उसको फांसी की सजा होनी चाहिए.
आशा जी, इस मामले में जो भी कहें, क्वांटम तो सोमवार को पता लगेगा, पर जो फुर्ती दिखाई है कोर्ट ने, क्या आप उससे संतुष्ट हैं?
देखिए, इसको कोई फुर्ती नहीं कह सकते हम. फुर्ती जल्दी है, लेकिन उस परिवार के लिए संतोषजनक नहीं है. इस केस में शुरू से ही इतना प्रॉब्लम हुआ. उसके माँ बाप से भी हम लोगों की कई बार बात हुई, वो लोग इतने परेशान हुए. उनका कहना है कि इस केस में
अच्छा जी, हम आपके पास वापस आएंगे मैम. आपके नेटवर्क को लेकर थोड़ी दिक्कतें आ रही हैं सामने. लेट मी रोप इन Brinda Adige at this point in time. Brinda ji, all right, Brinda ji is not here with us at this point in time. Sophia Khan, leader of the TMC, is joining us on the broadcast. Sophia, thank you for speaking with us. Well, this case is important from a social perspective as well. But your party, and specifically the Chief Minister of West Bengal, faced a lot of flack initially when this case was unfolding. And of course, Mamata Banerjee did put her foot down and instructed the Kolkata police to take matters very seriously. But yet, the CBI did take charge, but there were a lot of mess ups in the beginning of this case. Now, looking back, how do you see this verdict and this entire episode?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the judicial system of our country, and also, of course, the people who have protested and demanded the for the against the victim, for the victim's justice. And justice delayed, but it is not denied. We are glad that being a woman of this country, being the woman of especially a resident of West Bengal, I am very happy that finally our court system is acting very fast. It's not like Nirbhaya case where we have seen that the justice delayed for almost 10 years. So in this case, at least within a span of 5 to 6 months, we are going to get the justice. Almost 90% of the justice is done, and hopefully within 1 or 2 days, the culprit Sanjay Roy, who is not only accused but the court has already convicted the Sanjay Roy that he is the culprit, and with all the forensic evidences, he is proved to be guilty. And we demand that, or we are keeping our finger crossed that he should be hanged till death. And of course, last but not the least, that we are thankful to our Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who has acted in, I mean, despite conspiracy of opposition, or you can say that lots of flashback, but she has maintained her patience, and she helped us to get bill, Aparajita bill, which demanded that any culprit, including the Archikar culprit, he should be hanged, or he should be, any action should be taken as soon as possible within 15 days. So I think this has also worked for the welfare of, all the women and justice. I mean, we are happy that finally we are going to get justice, and this will be hopefully this will be just a message to all the girls that yes, we are safe. We were safe in West Bengal, unfortunately, before this incident. But after this incident, after when the accused will be hanged, then again we can say that yes, we are resident of West Bengal and we are again safe. So.
All right. Dr. Avra Sen, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, also with us on the program. Dr. Sen, I hope you can hear me. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Are you satisfied with the outcome, and are you satisfied with the way this entire case was handled, by the local administrative machinery?
I would start off by giving a statistics, a data, which is very significant in this context. When it comes to the question of conviction of rape in India as a whole, the conviction rate is 27.4% as per the latest data. But in stark contrast, the situation in West Bengal, when it comes to the question of conviction in cases of rape, it is 5.8%, a paltry 5.8%. You can understand the difference. And we were listening about the greatness of Mamata Banerjee. Yes, she is great indeed. What has she done? She has transferred Vineet Goyal, the then CP of Kolkata Police, to the position of the head of STF. A person who was accused of botching up the investigation is now endowed with the responsibility of catching terrorists in Bengal. This is ludicrousy, to say the least. What has he done about Sandeep Ghosh? Has disciplinary action been taken against him? No, nothing has been done at all. What has been done to the Health Secretary of West Bengal? Has any action been taken by the West Bengal government? No, nothing has been done. What action has been taken against DC Central of Kolkata Police? She was the officer who did a press conference and said that Dr. Abhik Rai, a so-called member of the threat syndicate, was actually a fingerprint expert of the Kolkata Police. What action has been taken against this police officer? Nothing at all. And what action has been taken against the members of the threat syndicate within the doctors community who are active members of Trinamool Congress? Nothing at all. But yet we have to say that Mamata Banerjee is great. And I pity the stand of Trinamool Congress today, because they are saying the Aparajita bill has brought this change. Come on, the Aparajita bill has got nothing to do with this case. The accused are getting the punishments as per BNS. What kind of mockery of justice is happening by TMC? What TMC wanted was, from the very beginning, to make it a case on as per the Kamduni model. if you go back in history and look into the Kamduni case, you'll understand the West Bengal police, CID, had given a charge sheet, and after that, when the accused got capital punishment, they appealed in the higher courts, and then they got acquitted. Such a mockery of investigation. The counsel for the state government was changed 14 times. 14 times, it's not a joke. This is what has happened in Bengal, and they wanted to do the same. But we thank the judiciary, we thank CBI that they came into the entire context and they have turned things around. Sanjay Roy would be punished. I hope he would be getting capital punishment in the due course of time. And the other accused people who have botched up this investigation, who have planted evidences or deleted evidences, will be booked under law. That is what we want. And one more thing, we cannot forget that RG Corp was vandalized. RG Corp was vandalized by TMC goons, and the police under the TMC government did nothing. We cannot undermine the fact that the place of occurrence just opposite to the seminar room, which there is conjecture that might have been the place of occurrence. This place was again broken down by the administration of RG Corp that was headed by Sandeep Ghosh, and no action was taken. So this is the entire scenario. TMC government has been hand in glove with this entire criminality, and they have endorsed this action, and they have brought down severe injustice to the common people of Bengal when they have protested against this. And this cannot go on. The state of women's safety in Bengal has to get better, and Trinamool Congress should get a clear signal that this won't happen again. People will stand against it, the judiciary would stand against it, and the central agencies would put everyone on behind the bars and book everyone who is involved in the crime.
Okay, all right. Brinda DK, activist, also with us on the program. Brinda ji, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
All right. Well, let us not talk about justice being served at this point in time. Let us talk about, the expeditious manner in which this case has been included. But we know that there are rights that the accused can also exercise, which could delay the matter, as it has done in some of the previous cases in the past as well. Take, for example, Nirbhaya, which can easily be classified as the most talked about, the most important case of rape and murder in our country. What are your thoughts on what's transpired today? Are you ambivalent about what's taken place? Are you having mixed feelings, or do you think that this is a good start, because the turnaround time for this particular case so far has been exemplary?
Yes, I would like to agree with you on the last point. The turnaround time has absolutely been exemplary, which means the state agencies, all responsible to ensure that the culprit, the rapist, is brought to book in a timely manner, has been accomplished. But that said, let us not forget that they have got only one rapist. We know from the Kolkata police's initial investigation, this was supposed to be about 7 or 8 of them based on the forensic evidence of the semen found inside the victim. That said, they have not yet been able to even identify who the other rapists are. But like the previous panelist said, we have neither the court has held the other people who messed up the investigation as well as the place of occurrence of the crime. Now, all of that requires to be pulled up. There should be accountability placed on people who are supposed to have protected that place for the police to come and do their investigation. So we know that the director of that hospital, in fact, supposedly got a better posting until everybody came back to the streets again and made such a big noise that the fellow was transferred. But all said and done, where is the FIR on him? How far has that gone? See, we need to hold the entire group responsible. Having one culprit and saying that now this culprit's judgment is going to be pronounced on so-and-so date is not enough, because that is certainly not bringing the culprits to justice. And there is no closure to the case. But the fact that they have taken just about 5 months to reach this space of having a judgment in place talks a lot about what the judiciary and the police can actually accomplish if they put their mind to it. And that said, let us not forget all the other cases that are still languishing and do not have the kind of public support that this particular case had.
Sophia Khan, would you like to respond to Dr. Avra Sen and some of the points that he's made against your party?
As per Dr. Sen, he is saying that every evidence was trying to be vandalized or so and so. But I would like to ask, if the property was vandalized or the evidence was tampered, then how come CBI has submitted their 45 pages charge sheet where they have all the evidence intact and all the forensic report has all the evidences are there. According to that, the court has convicted Mr. Sanjay Roy, the culprit, that he is the accused. Then I think both the statement are contradictory. Then we should trust our court and CBI. So no more comments.
All right. Dr. Sen, would you like to respond to that?
Am I audible?
Yeah, go on,
Am I
please.
audible?
Yeah.
Yes. I am amused by the lack of information of the TMC spokesperson. She should know, and the entire TMC should know, that the CBI is yet to file supplementary charge sheet. The CBI has already said in the court that the then SHO of
From where
Talapia
they got the forensic report? From where they got the forensic report?
who was the principal of Arjikor at that time, they are involved in
Either you don't
capturing
trust court and
evidence.
CBI,
You should know that.
or
TMC should know that. There is a limit to
I
lying.
think you don't
Now, when
trust
Sanjay
court
Roy getting
or
convicted,
CBI.
even on
So
that
better
they are lying.
you ask
See their
CBI
conditions.
if they have tampered
That
the
is my
evidence.
point. They are hand in glove with the entire criminality. If
Okay.
TMC was not hand in glove with the entire criminal act, they wouldn't have had any interest at all in defending the people who are
The
accused
act
in the
was
case.
delayed just
Why
because
are
of
you doing that?
BJP's halla balls.
Okay,
They
all
were
right. Let me
trying
also,
to
okay,
control
let's
the
not politicize this matter. All right, let's not
They were
politicize this
responsible
matter.
for
It's a
all
very
the
sensitive
chaos
matter,
what
both of you.
happened that
Let me,
time.
all right, Dr. Sen, Sophia, just one second. Let us not politicize this matter. It's a very important day. Let me bring in a, legal luminary into this conversation as well. Advocate Ashwini Dubey, advocate on record of Supreme Court, joins us on the program as well. Ashwini, your initial thoughts on this verdict. Of course, the quantum is going to be pronounced on Monday, but so far, if you've missed this conversation, what we are lauding is the expeditious nature of the verdict. We are also lauding that perhaps there were hiccups in the beginning when it came to the processing of information and evidence by agencies, but in a mere 5 months the courts have come up with a verdict of guilty.
Yes, Vinit bhai, it's a very speedy matter, which was the trial began and completed in a time-bound manner. But this case opens many loopholes as well. Vinit bhai, we had debated that how the mob entered inside the hospital in the presence of the police and destroyed the evidence. How there was a delay in lodging the FIR. Still, the Honorable Court has reached to the conclusion that he is guilty. What would be the quantum of punishment that will be pronounced day after tomorrow? And we expect that the Indian judicial system will work in the same manner whenever it will come to any offense against the women and children. But Vinit bhai, at the first instance, the state has failed to discharge its obligatory duties in lodging the FIR. To the parents, when they raised to the police, filed a complaint, then only it was raised. Third, the principal was not suspended. In fact, he was rewarded. The investigation of the college principal was also shoddy. Now, of course, the DNA report has met, the autopsy report. Sanjay Roy has been found guilty, but we expect that the police, which is duty bound to ensure to collect the evidences, because in a criminal law, criminal jurisprudence, each second is very much important. And here, admittedly, there was a delay in collection of evidence, there was a delay in lodging the FIR, and there was a delay in taking into custody the accused. Third thing, the Roshni law was brought by the state government after this offense. And that is only could be possible when the Honorable Supreme Court took cognizance of the matter. And Supreme Court raised a concern about the security of the medical specialists throughout the country. How a medical person or the doctor or a nurse will discharge his duty when inside the hospital campus he or she will be murdered or killed. Third, Vinit bhai, the CBI investigation. I don't know what has happened to that part, what report has come as of now, which the committee was formed by Honorable Justice Chandrachud. But states are under obligation, not a legal obligation, but the obligatory duty, because they are ruling the state to ensure that every citizen fearlessly discharges the journalists, the lawyers, the doctors, and or the common people. If they will be attacked, because what has happened when a post-poll violence you see in the state of West Bengal. I'm not referring to that, but NHRC report also said there is a lawlessness. There is no law and order in the state, and that is why this case also is a shining example how the police or the state propagated and stood at some point of time with the accused person. But all thanks to the court. That is also the state where you remember when investigation in Shraddha scam was going on, the entire court premises was gherao by the people. So that is why there has to be other officers. Who were the 7,000 people? Who led the mob? Who entered the hospital? That also nation wants to know. As a student of law, me, as a leading journalist of the country, you also want to know how they entered, what kind of evidence was destroyed. Maybe this Sanjay Roy have been found guilty, DNA report, autopsy report has been found. But maybe what other evidences which have been destroyed when the mob entered, we don't know. In a criminal trial, criminal law, criminal evidence, those are necessary. And we hope that the punishment which would be meted out, given to him, would be at least he will be hanged. But that also needed in keeping in view Nirbhaya's delays, because it took 10 years, that the appellate courts would also act in the same manner and will take a decision within a matter of 3 and 4, so that at least example can be set that whosoever will try to do this kind of offense will meet out to the logical end, and he will not be spared by the legal justice system, legal system. Over to you.
Ashwini, also, what do you think this spells out for the legal ecosystem in our country? Considering the fact that this was a very important case. It was a case which was, of course, etched across headlines throughout the country. But there are going to be legal recourses which are going to be exercised by the accused over here, and appeal after appeal is going to be exploited and explored, again deferring and delaying the matter.
Yes, very rightly you said, Vinit bhai. The use goes along with the abuse and misuse. The exercise will go with the misuse or the exploitation, as rightly said, because we have seen the exploitation in Nirbhaya's case, because 4 accused were there. One was filing the curative petition, other was going to the mercy petition, then one was filing the after rejection of mercy petition, was challenging that mercy petition, and the law says that unless top court or the top authority of the country reaches to the conclusion, and if there are appeals pending, the execution will not take place. The right to appeal, as has been enshrined in our law, is a fundamental right. One can approach, even this Sanjay Roy will also approach to the appellate forum, the Honorable High Court. He has a right to appeal, statutory appeal. How much time Honorable High Court will take? And over a time period, when the media, this matter will not be reported in the media, will it be in the same mode, manner and important for the courts? That is also it is to be looked into. Third, when Honorable High Court will take a decision, then going to the Honorable Supreme Court, how much time Honorable Supreme Court will take in deciding, then review in Honorable Supreme Court, then curative in Honorable Supreme Court, then mercy petition before the President of India. So I think there has to be a law which fixes that these kind of offenses will be decided in this time period. And with the punishment which will be out, the final execution of the punishment or the judgment, judgment delivered by the court, what would the quantum of punishment, that should also reach to the person of this country who can understand that RG Kar hospital took place, this incident took place where a 31-year-old medical specialist was killed, brutally raped inside the hospital. Then this kind of things will happen, then one will meet out the same fate. Then only we can deter this kind of offenses. Otherwise the offense hote rahenge. And one more thing, now the court's role is very pivotal in this matter, very important. how much time they take in deciding the appeal, that is important, so that the perpetrator of this crime, this Sanjay Roy, may take it to the logical. And when I hope that those 7,000 people who entered the hospital, they should also be there. What was the intention behind that will also come in the public. Over to you.
All right, Brindaji, do you agree with Ashwini that regardless of the outcome here, the fact of the matter is that every case is important. Every case serves as a deterrent.
Absolutely important. But again, the matter again comes back to the lack of judicial and police reforms sitting there for decades. Now, what is the problem in bringing those reforms? Because this particular case, if it has come to such a quick space within a quick time, it has reached the space of getting that punishment or the quantum of punishment to be announced. What about the other cases? What stops the system from doing the same? And why is it that the number of other cases who have got capital punishment or life imprisonment, they just get languishing over there, trial date after date, date after date. So nobody is afraid, and so the fear of law has diminished. Now, when fear of law diminishes, knowing that there is no swift punishment, recidivism and committing the crime increases. So say, yeah, somebody is going to file an appeal for me. Yeah, somebody will give Tariq, pay Tariq. Yeah, and we can go on and on about it. There is no closure to a case. And that is why it is important that the reforms that have been talked about are brought into place, for which, of course, budgetary allocations have to be made. But politicians and elected representatives must put their foot down and say that this is something that must be done on a very, very speedy basis. Talking about the 7,000 who went in over there and destroyed the evidence, I do not know how feasible, how practical it is. But from that 7,000, even if we get 100 of them, if the Calcutta police can get through all their CCTV cameras, that would be a very strong message that would go to people to say that politicians may use you, may abuse by giving bribes and money and saying, go as a mob. You are the one who's going to get punished, and that punishment has to be meted out only by you, and nobody is going to excuse you for it. These strong messages are very important to go. Today, the messages that are going is you can get away. You don't have to be afraid of law. So whether it is a BNS or it is an IPC is secondary. What we want to see is efficiency, effectiveness, which means swift, certain punishment. And that action to prevent things like this happening in institutions that are meant to keep people safe.
All right. Appreciate everybody who joined us on this very important conversation. We have some breaking